What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and I kind of wanted to redo the intro on this video. So if you're coming to this video and you want like the bite-sized quick information, I'm going to try to give you that information really fast right here in like the opening seconds of this video so you can get right back to grinding Stage 4 Team Affinity. The three top cards that you're going to need are Mickey Mantle, Frank Thomas, Honus Wagner. Those are the three cards that you're going to want to have out of this no matter what. The other thing that I recommend that you do, if you do have a good amount of stubs right now, I would definitely get this Nate Pearson card. 111, 107, does not have a lot of stamina, but here's the thing, he's got outlier on this fastball. He also has the slider in the curveball, right? The outlier fastball is the new meta. To me, it's better than the sinker. The sinker's still okay, but that's the new pitch to me. Having that outlier fastball, it's got a really good motion. He's going up in stubs. You know, he's about 89 to 100 right now. I feel like when this card's out of the set 37 headliner pack or whatever, this card's gonna go up in value. You're gonna see a lot of creators that are like, oh, I love this card, and it's gonna be true. There's gonna be a lot of people that really want to use this card. I definitely would recommend picking him up. So that's one thing I gotta say. And before we get into the grades as well, I want to talk about the Clayton Kershaw collection too, because I know a lot of people are gonna have a question about that. Should I do it? Should I not? I feel like this Clayton Kershaw collection is not mandatory to do. You do not necessarily need to do this collection. Now, personally, I'll just speak on my own personal experience. I've used this card for a long time. Going back to MLB The Show 16, I've used Clayton Kershaw cards. I pitch well with his card, but it's not like how it was in MLB The Show 19, where it's just this amazing, overpowered card. It's because of that sinker nerf. So once they nerfed the sinker, this card is not as good as that was. I'm probably going to go after because I like it. It's the way I could put it into terms is Clayton Kershaw. I'm such a big fan of him that it's almost like he's a Royals player or something, which is my favorite team. So I am going to do the collection. If you don't want to lock in the stubs to this, it's almost like the Robbie Ray, where like I would not necessarily recommend that you do this unless you really want this. If you are going to do the collection, like you do want that Kershaw, make sure you complete all of Stage 4 Team Affinity, because you're going to get a bunch of free cards to put into this. So you don't have to lock in more expensive cards. Like I don't have to lock in this Pee-wee Reese. Make sure you do all of Stage 4 Team Affinity. Don't go locking in your cards that you can still sell for a lot. That's just not a good idea. Take your time, go through and do it as cheap as possible. Don't lock in Bryce Harper. Don't try to get this on day one. Make sure you get all of Stage 4 Team Affinity done before you go after Clayton Kershaw, because like I said, number one, he's not mandatory. If he was mandatory, I'd be locking in whoever, but he's not. So go through, take your time, go through Stage 4 Team Affinity, right? Use those free cards to pick them up. Other than that, you don't have to necessarily pick them up. All right, with all that said, I just wanted to redo that intro because I know some people just like need that information fast today. I wanted to be able to give that to you. Now, check out the reviews. Go through I went through every card. I gave them a letter grade. I'm a tough grader too. I feel like I'm not going to just hand out A's and A pluses unless it's a really good card. I'm actually going to be kind of harsh. I'm not trying to hate on anybody's team or anything like that. I'm just trying to give you an honest grade on how I feel like the card's going to play. So take that for what it's worth. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, our first card is Adley Rutschman, 100, 110, 90, 98. I would give this card a rating of an A-. I'd recommend that you use your creative player at catcher with the Yo Adrian build. I think that's kind of the best way to go about catchers in this game, because you're gonna have a 95 speed catcher with, you know, unbelievable hitting stats and unbelievable defense. That's just kind of what I like to do. If you don't like to use creative players, it's not a bad one. The only thing that makes him an A- is the lack of power, and honestly kind of the lack of contact versus right. You might be better off using like Salvador Perez from Stage 3, or you might be better off using Kyle Schwarber. If you want to save yourself the platooning and just have a switch hitting catcher, this is a really good catcher. I would give him a grade of an A-. Wade Boggs, a lot of contact versus both sides. Not as much power, but he's got a really good swing. He's going to play above that. Defense is okay. Speed is 50. I would give this card like a B+. It's not bad. I feel like you might have some other cards that filled this position already, but I'll give this card an overall of a B+. Mickey Mantle is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. This is the best card in the entire set. You could have argued that they should have used this card instead of Clayton Kershaw. The thing is, if they did that, now you're kind of putting this card behind a paywall. So this card definitely should have been where Kershaw was. There's no doubt about that. But I'm also kind of glad that they didn't do that, because now everyone's going to be able to get this card without having to lock in a bunch of other cards. But this card is an absolute beast. Absolute beast. This is an A+ card. This is one of the best cards in the game, no doubt about it. 120, 125, 125, 111. Parallel 3, you're going to have diamond defense in center field with 95 speed. Just, this is a goon. Absolute goon. By far the best card in this entire thing. It's not even really close, to be honest with you. This is the best card. David Price, we're going to go with a D. Honestly, there's no need for this card at 90 H/9. He's got some decent velocity, got pretty good control. It's just that 90 H/9. That's just too much of an L. I can't go with that. John Olerud, pretty good contact and power, good defense, 41 speed. I'm gonna go with a C+ on this card. All right, Bob Feller has 98, 125. See if he's got outlier on this card. He does have outlier on the fastball. Per 9s are a little bit low. You have to parallel this card up to get a little bit more of the H/9. That's what I mean, because the 125 is fantastic. It can be kind of tricky to pick up when you're hitting against him. He throws really hard. He's got a good pitch mix. It's not too bad. You'd like to see more H/9. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. He's not too bad. I'd give this card a rating of a B+. I do think this card could be in your rotation and probably be okay, even with the lower H/9, just because he does have the outlier fastball. He's got a slider and sinker for a lot of different movement on his pitches horizontally. He's got a 12-6 and he's got a regular changeup. I would actually say this is like a B+ to an A-. It's not a bad card. The only thing that's holding it back is that H/9. Frank Thomas, I'm gonna give an A to an A+. Honestly, his hitting is so freaking ridiculous. So when you look at a card like John Olerud compared to this card's way better. You're gonna be able to get up to bronze fielding. His fielding's not gonna be very good, but his speed and his hitting for a first baseman is just ridiculous. So definitely pick up Mantle, definitely pick up Frank Thomas. Like, no doubt about it. These are cards that are going to make any God squad, and they're starters on a God squad. So definitely pick up Frank Thomas. All right, Hal Newhouser. I feel like this card, it's got a good 4-seam fastball, decent per 9s, but not very good. I would say this card is really like a B-. Just no real need for this card other than just getting them for your milestone collection. Lower per 9s, good fastball. He's okay. He's got the old-timey windup. I don't really like him. I'm gonna go with a C+. All right, my Royals, Brett Saberhagen, 116.87. He really just doesn't throw that hard. He's kind of going to throw some batting practice out there. He's got good control on everything. I wish he had better control on the slider, though. I'm going to go with a C on this card. Just nothing really jumps out that you're going to particularly need. Only a 116. You don't really need this one. Walter Johnson, I'm going to go with a B on this card. 102, 120. He has 99 on the 4-seam fastball, and he also has outlier on the sinker. This is kind of like a budget Nolan Ryan. If you really like pitching with the Nolan Ryan 125, he's not bad because he's gonna have outlier on both. His motion is very old-timey. It's about the definition of old-timey motions. Keep that into consideration. He's got low H/9. I'm gonna go with a B because of the low H/9, but he's probably not too bad, but he's not that great either. All right, moving on to the AL West, we have Craig Biggio, 115, 116, 81, 82. He's got 88 fielding, which you can get up to diamond for his fielding. You can get up to like 90 speed. I do like Craig the Egg. I would give him a grade of a B+ to an A-. I just really like his swing. He's got good contact from both sides. He's got some positional versatility. This is one that you're going to want to parallel up because you need some extra stats. You want the 90 speed badly. You want to get up to the 92 defense if you're going to play him as second base or something like that. But you can play him left. You can play catcher. He's really fast for a catcher. I think he brings a lot to the table. I know he has low power, but he has a very good swing. And I would give him a grade of like a B+ to an A-. It's not a bad card whatsoever, really. Jim Edmonds, no secondary of first base. He's got kind of low speed for your outfield. 112, 115. I do like his swing. It's that contact versus left and power versus left. I'm gonna go with a C+ on Jim Edmonds. I know that's a tough grade, but I just feel like there's too many other cards that you're gonna want to have like over the top of this throughout the course of the game that I can't really rate him that much higher. It's too low contact versus left, and you're not gonna need to really platoon him with anyone. And then the low speed, I'll give Jim Edmonds like a C. Jason Giambi, 118, 125, 111, 80. I'll give this card a B-. The 118, 125 is actually very, very good because he's a very, very good swing. This is like a home run hitting machine. It's kind of like a Jim Thome type of card, all right? So I don't really know if you need him. I'd give him, what I say, like a B-. He has one strength, and that's hitting against righties. The rest of it, you don't really need. Julio Rodriguez, 108, 100, 107, 109. It's pretty solid, honestly. 90 fielding with a 97 arm. Has lower speed. Give this card a B, to be honest with you. It's just the low speed in the outfield that really holds it back. Other than that, it's not too bad. I wouldn't have a problem with you going after this card if you want to get this card. Good defense. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like Aaron Judge or something like that. All right, Pudge Rodriguez, 110, 119, 86, 88. Amazing defense, really, really good speed. Card kind of feels like Craig Biggio. His swing just isn't as good as Craig Biggio, right? So he's kind of that gap-to-gap hitter where he kind of hits it over the wall. I'm going to give this card a grade of a B+ just because his defense and speed are so good, and he has really good contact. He just lacks that power that you're going to look for from the catcher position. So I'm going to give him a B+. I'm probably going to be a little bit higher up on him than a lot of people just because I don't mind his swing too much because I used his card a lot in MLB The Show 19 when he was the collection reward for the AL. Paralleled up, he's going to get some more power. He's going to go above 90 power. It's not a bad card at all. I'll give Pudge Rodriguez a B+. All right, moving on to the NL East. Here's Eddie Matthews, 106, 117, 80, 99, 80, and 54. I'm going to give this card a grade of a C+. He has a secondary at first base. He's very good against righties. He's got decent defense. I just don't like the 80 and the 99. That's not something I really like whatsoever. Speed's okay. I just feel like this is just kind of, it's another Eddie Matthews card. It is what it is. I gotta go with C+ on Eddie Matthews. Gary Sheffield, 108, 118, 107, 111. I'm going to go with a B on this card. He's very, very good at hitting. He does have a good arm. He doesn't have a ton of speed or a ton of fielding, though. I got to go with a B for the lack of fielding and really the lack of speed in the outfield. But I do feel like he's a good card as far as his hitting is concerned. He's got some secondary positions. You need to be careful putting him at the secondary positions unless you want like a bronze fielding outfielder. I'm going to go with the B for Gary Sheffield. Tom Seaver, I'm going to go with a B as well. I think that's a fair grade. I don't think he's going to be that bad, to be honest with you. You're going to get that H9 up a little bit with the parallel. But what I really like on him is he's got a lot of break on like all of his pitches. 4-seam slider, sinker, 12-6 changeup. I feel like this is a card that can get you through a couple of innings. I don't think he's going to have a ton of complete games. I don't think he's too bad, but I got to go with probably like a B on this card. I think he's gonna be okay. Jimmy Rollins, honestly, I gotta go real low on this one. This is like a C-. He's got good defense and speed. He's got great defense and speed. Has no secondary positions, but 93, 111, 81, 82 is just something that probably would have been better in like April. So I hate to do it, but it just is what it is. I gotta go with the C- for Jimmy Rollins. Gary Carter, 93, 102, 93, 98, 89 fielding, 90 arm, 52 speed. I'm going to go with the C+ to a B-. The really low contact versus right. Not really amazing power or anything versus left. Good enough defense. Adley Rutschman is like a lot better than this card. So is Pudge. So I don't know. Let's just go C+. All right, Greg Maddux, 195 with really no velocity to speak of. Sinker, circle change, cutter, 4-seam fastball, and a curveball. He has 99 on the control is insane. 99 on the sinker, 99 on the circle change, 96 on the cutter, 99 on the 14 fastball, 90 on the curveball, 99 break on the sinker, 99 on the circle change, 96 on the cutter, 14 fastball. Man, this is a really tough card to grade. Just after the pass is a really tough card to grade, because he would have been very good. Well, he would have been okay, because his H for 9 and his K for 9 are still super low. He doesn't throw that hard, but he's got really good control on the pitches, and he could die. I just kind of feel like this type of pitcher is being phased out. It used to be amazing. It's not as good as it was before, especially because he throws so slow. I'm going to go with a B-. I think that's a fair grade for Greg Maddux. Great control. B- to a B, but the H for 9 and K for 9 are so low. Everything else is fantastic, though. All right, Barry Larkin, 100, 114, 87 fielding. This is a good card to parallel up, because you're going to get a lot more hitting, and you're going to get to the diamond defense. You're also going to get to like an 87 arm at parallel 5 and like 96 speed. I would grade this card as a B+ to an A-. I think it's a pretty solid card. It's definitely worth it to go after if you need a shortstop. Paul Molitor is an interesting card. He's got a lot of contact, does not have a lot of power, but can get close to 80 power and above 80 power versus lefties. Fielding's not that good. 88 speed overall. I prefer Biggio over this card at like second base or something like that. I'll give this card a grade of a B- just because of the lack of power at this point, but it's not too terrible. All right, Honus Wagner, I like this card a lot. I'm gonna give this card an A to an A+. 116, 125, 89, 90, 95 speed. This card feels really good when you're fielding with it. He can play a lot of different positions too. He can play shortstop, he can play first base, which if you want a really fast first baseman, you got it with good contact. He'll play above those power numbers as well. It's a very good card. I would give it an A to an A+. This is definitely one that you're going to want to get. Bob Gibson, 4-seam slider, sinker, curveball, and a changeup, 107, 100. Would like to see the per 9s a little bit higher. He does throw pretty fast as well. He's got a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, slider, sinker. His windup's a little bit more deceptive. They changed it this year. 99 control on that fastball and that slider, and 95 on the sinker. He's not bad at all. I'll give this card like an A-. I'll give it an A-. If you had an outlier, we're talking A+. And if you had better H for 9, K for 9, I would have him higher too, but this is not a bad card at all. All right, moving on to the NL West. We've got Luis Gonzalez. I've never seen a Luis Gonzalez card like this. With 114, 105, 125, 118. Like, that's some solid power on both sides. 57 home run club card for Luis Gonzalez. Can get the fielding up to gold fielding. The speed is very low, so the speed is what holds him back. I gotta go B+ because of the lack of speed in the outfield. That's like a very low amount of speed. I think if this card was named Juan Soto instead of Luis Gonzalez, I'd probably be higher on it though. So it's not like the speed matters too much. You can have like one outfielder that's not that good defensively. Overall, I'd just say he's at a B+ with that speed, but he's not bad. He's closer to an A- than he is like a B+, if that makes any sense. What amazing hitting stats for him. All right, Vinny Castilla, I got to be honest with you, he's a new legend. Never used his swing before. 109, 109, 111, 102. So he's got pretty good hitting stats. He's got high contact on both sides. He's got reverse splits with the 111. For me, I'm so deep with third baseman, and it's not going to happen over Chipper Jones. So I think this card is like a B+. I think he's got some versatility. He's got great hitting stats, and like I'd like to give them tough grades because I want to make sure that if you're going to go after a card, I want you to really get the best ones out of it. You know what I mean? So with Mantle, Thomas, Wagner, even like Rutschman, I want it to be like you are going to be hyped when you get this card. And I feel like Vinny Castilla is probably about a B+. Can't put him in the A tier, but he's got some good stuff here. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like Carlos Correa or something. All right, Duke Snyder, 116, 114, 94, 77, 88 fielding, 72 speed. The 94, 77 is an L. I gotta go C plus just because of that. We're not trying to platoon at this point. I'd rather have Luis Gonzalez over this card. Trevor Hoffman, I'm going to go with a B plus. I know this card might help you out if you need some relief help. Some of the top tier righty relievers are expensive. Mariano, Jansen, Gossage. They'll run you some stubs, so if you need like a no money spin option, that's why I'm going to give him a B plus. Sometimes that circle change can be really effective, but the circle change is kind of like a difficult pitch to throw on pinpoint. It's really like a B to a B plus. If you need somebody to put in your bullpen, you know, go for it. He's not going to make my bullpen or anything like that though. Finally, we got Marco Luciano, 108, 91, 100, 106, 82, 91, 70. I'd rather have the Barry Larkin. I'd rather have the Honus Wagner. I'm going to give this card a grade of a B minus. I think it's okay, but I don't like the 91 contact versus left. I don't necessarily like this 70 speed. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing. I think he's all right. I'm going to give him a B minus. All right, so to recap everything we said today, make sure you go get Mickey Mantle, Frank Thomas, Honus Wagner. Those are the 3 cards that you're going to want to get no matter what. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next video. More gameplay on the way, but today's such a special day with all the new content that I figured I would grade the cards for you. Until next time, peace out.